Most new agents work nonstop and still don't see money in their bank. And no one ever taught you how to calculate the minimum you actually need to survive. Most new agents work nonstop and still don't see money in their bank. Today, I'm going to show you the number one thing that determines whether you survive your first year in real estate or not. Most new agents hustle nonstop, thinking more deals automatically mean more money, but you might still be living paycheck to paycheck even with deals coming in. We know you're working hard, but your bank account doesn't reflect your effort. And no one ever taught you how to calculate the minimum you actually need to survive. It's not laziness and it's not lack of skill. It's missing the one number that keeps your license and keeps your life afloat. So stay tuned and finish this video because by the end of this episode, you'll know the real minimum number you need to stay licensed, and you'll have a clear action plan to cover it from month after month. So no guesswork, no hoping, just control. This isn't about closing every deal or grinding 20. It's about knowing your survival number first. And once you see that number, everything changes. Suddenly you can see your plan, you can see your deals, your schedule, and your finances with confidence instead of panicking to make sure you have enough money to keep living in your bank account each night. So here's the thing. Your survival number isn't just covering your bills. It's the exact number that keeps you in the business long enough to win. Most agents quit because they run out of money before things ever click. You're in the business, you're grinding hard, guys. Sometimes it takes you 3-4 months to get your first closing, sometimes 6. It just depends when you get in it. And at the same time, you're not making money because you jumped all into this business and you're trying with everything you got. And there's a lot of factors against you. There's a lot of realtors out there. There's a lot of people you know that are real estate agents, and maybe the economy's not good. We get that. But here's the thing. We need to make sure that you stay in the business longer than your bank account does. So you've got to make sure you've got this money and you've got this safety net so you can stay in the business past that second year dump. So instead of guessing, you need to build a true survival number in 3 different layers. So I'm going to throw a lot of stuff at you. If you shoot me a DM today and say survival number or put it in the comments, we will send you a PDF or a one-pager that has all this lined out for you. So that way you know exactly what it is on paper and you can follow it. Because if you're like me, I can see it, I can learn it, but if it's in front of me, whole lot better. So here's the thing. Your personal survival costs. These are your non-negotiables. Like you got to pay them or it's going to get really hurtful or expensive, right? Rent or mortgage, food, transportation, insurance. And if you got carrying debt, right? Your minimum debt payments. The second one is your business survival cost. This is to stay active. And we have a whole other video on business survival costs that you can watch, but I'll break it down here again, right? This is just to keep your license active. Obviously it's your MLS fees. If you got any monthly brokerage fees or desk fees, any CRM tools or like technology that comes every subscription every month kind of thing, and any basic marketing that you've got to pay each month. Third one, and this is where a lot of agents fail. I get a lot of bummed out agents come March, even though we try and help them as much as possible, your taxes. Remember, and from other videos, you need to set aside 25 to 35% of your net income. Again, not a financial planner, not a CPA, not at all, but make sure you get some guidance on this because you need to treat this as a required expense, not optional. This is not a checking account. This is a savings number. And then for the final formula, you need to do this. Your personal survival, your business survival, plus your taxes equal your survival number. So that's your personal number, right? To just barely live, the business number, just to barely keep it going, and your taxes on anything that you make. All of that equals up to your survival number. So that's where we're going to go on baseline. We've got our survival number. And I want you to take the next step. I want you to open up your notes app or your spreadsheet or Evernote. If people still use Evernote, I used to use Evernote. It was a good one. And list every expense from your last 2 months. And I want you to remove anything that's lifestyle fluff. Only keep the level costs, right? The survival level cost, and add it up. And that becomes your monthly survival number. Then I want you to write this down. If you don't hit this number, I'm going backwards. Write this down. If I don't hit this number, your survival number, I'm going backwards. That's something you need to pay attention to. Once you do that, you can stop guessing at what you need and you get a clear, non-emotional baseline. And you remove the panic. And because you finally get to know your target, you know if you can hit it or not. So here's the thing, y'all. You don't need more deals. You need to know how many deals actually pay for your lifestyle because one deal does not equal income. It's just revenue until you break it down. Again, if you want to drop a survival number in the DMs, I will send you this PDF that has these next steps lined out. So here's what I want you to do. This is the next practical step. I want you to figure out your average deal amount, right? So that's step one. So we're going to use the example of $10,000 commission. Step two is going to be your reality check. So this is minus your broker splits, minus your taxes. What does that look like? So whatever your splits are, put that number is. Put 30, 25, 35% for taxes, wherever you want that number is, right? So then you're going to know what your expenses are per deal. And if you use those numbers, you're going to be around $4,000 to $4,500 on a $10,000 check. That's your real take home per deal. That's your take home. Now, step three is your deals needed, right? So if your survival number is 6,000 and your net per deal is 4,000, you need 1.5 to 2 deals. So you can't do 1.5 deals. So you're going to need 2 deals just to survive. So here are 3 scenarios I want to walk you through. You've got a low cost agent, right? Your survival number is 4,000. Your net per deal is 4,000. Obviously, that's 1 deal per month. If you're mid-level, right, your survival is around 7,000. Net is around $3,500 per deal. You obviously need 2 deals per month. And then you got your high spend agent, might be me. Your survival number is 10 grand a month. Your net per deal is 3,000. That's a 3 to 4 deals per month. Your action step in this, take your last deal or your estimated deal, if you haven't had a closing in a while, and break it down line by line. I want you to find your true net per deal. That's your true net of what your business expenses, like your business cost is of the deal. Then divide that by your home survival number. Now you have your real monthly deal target. So the outcome in all this is you stop chasing random closings and you understand exactly what it takes to survive, and you eliminate the question, why am I still broke? Also, what it's going to do is let you know to say no to some deals. Maybe there's some price points that you can't afford to work anymore because you're not going to make enough money out of it. Or people are going to ask you to give them a break on commission or whatnot, and you're going to be able to say no because honestly, you will not make money or be able to feed your family if you took that deal at that commission rate. So here's what I want you to do as well. I want you to figure out how many deals it takes to really break even. And guys, your survival number is useless if they don't turn into daily action. So closings don't start at closings. They start with conversations. So let's reverse engineer it. I think that's the best way to figure out real numbers. So let's say you need 2 deals per month. Your average is 10 conversations per appointment. Guys, go back to other videos and watch this. 5 appointments per deal. Now reverse it. 2 deals equal 10 appointments. 10 appointments have to be 100 conversations. That's just the math. And that means 100 conversations per month. And that equals to 4 or 5 per day. And that is your real job. That is your daily execution. And those 4 to 5 conversations per day, that's going to equal survival for you. Surviving. That's not thriving. That's surviving. So at least we know what that is. And then weekly, I want you to track your 5 conversations and your 5 follow-ups. That equals, so what does that look like on a weekly scale, right? So that's daily, you're going to have 5 conversations and 5 follow-ups. Weekly, that equals about 25, 30 conversations or 5 to 10 appointments. And not all appointments have to be in person. Just remember that. It could be Zoom. They could be over the phone. They're intentional conversations. As long as they're pretty intentional and pretty directive about buying or selling, I think you could count that as an appointment. And monthly, you hit your deal target, right? So once you know these numbers, y'all, then you have a plan. Now you have a system to get you through so you can wake up every day and know exactly what you need to do to push the needle, to push it towards closings. And it breaks down pretty easily if you follow the math. 5 conversations per day, 5 follow-ups. You can go back and watch my video about getting business out of social media. Maybe those are your follow-ups. Maybe they're from previous conversations. And what that looks like is weekly. That's going to be 25 to 30 conversations and hopefully 5 to 10 appointments, which sounds like a lot. But I think the appointments, we need to be clear here. When I'm talking about this, I mean like intentional phone conversations. Hey, let's talk about this. Hey, let's discuss this. It's an intentional conversation about buying and selling. Not just a conversation, but an intentional conversation. And guys, and then if you look at it monthly, you'll probably hit your deal target. And that's great. But to do that, you're also going to have a tracking system. In every single video, I talk about a tracking system because it's that important. If you don't have a system, you don't have a plan, you don't have a process, you don't have a business, you're not going to have money. It's that simple. So your 4 columns: conversations, follow-ups, appointments, and deals. If you're a follow-up boss user like I am or anything like that, you can track this stuff through their pipeline deals, their strategy deals, all that kind of stuff that is easy to follow and easy to know. So you don't have to do this in 4 columns on a spreadsheet. But if you wanted to, kick it old school and do it that way. So 4 columns: conversations, follow-ups, appointments, and deals. Again, drop me a DM with a survival number and I will send you this PDF that has all this written out. And then I want you to update it daily. This is the last thing you're going to do before you get out of your car and walk into your house and play with your kids or take your dog for a walk. And the reason you do it daily is because you got to see some days are going to be winners, some days are going to be losers, and the winners will keep you going when the other days are losers. So if this number starts to drop, you immediately know why your deals aren't coming in. And you know the old adage that what you do today will affect you 90 days from now. So if that number is trending down, you know in 90 days it's going to be tougher. So keep that in mind as you see numbers drop, get back on the horse, double down, do it again. So the whole outcome to this thing is you're going to stop guessing what to do. You're going to know what you need to do daily, weekly, monthly, and you're going to track it. And you're going to gain control over your pipeline. And you're going to move from reactive to intentional. That's important. So next time we're going to build on this foundation. We're going to go deeper into something every agent needs to understand. How many actual deals you need to break even. We'll take your survival number and connect it directly to real world closings. So you can see exactly what it takes, not just to stay licensed, but to stay profitable. There's not going to be a theory. There's no guessing, just clear math that you can act on immediately. And if you want to go even further on that, download the Money and Math Workbook. It will help you plug into your numbers, map your break even, point and turn everything into a simple system that you can use every single month. And this is going to help you get past that second year slump and make you a profitable and successful real estate agent.